Simon, and I hope everybody is well at this point, and the Pluto square Mars has not completely obliterated you. So we're going to be working with chart of the day for the 10th or 9th and 10th of December 2015. And this picture just captivates the imagery and intuitive understanding of what the chart's been about, and also, of course, what's occurring for us with the more sort of longer transits at this stage. And yeah, so, I've been speaking, as I said before, a lot about Pluto square Mars and them being in Pluto, being in Capricorn, and Mars being in Libra. So that shift around expectations and dependencies and feeling like this overwhelming sense of loss of meaning maybe, and maybe even futility, or just not having this sense of freedom. And whenever Pluto and Mars connect with each other, there's always going to be the splitting of matter. And that's why I see this over here. Pluto square Mars in your natal chart, or actually just generally, will always reflect how we move mountains. Okay, so it's like this energetic powerhouse that changes and shifts things within ourselves. But until we actually come to that realization of what is going to shift within us, it's like deep frustration, it's deep anger, it's deeper, like just not having the ability to contain myself. And so at the moment, I would say to everybody that you've probably in some way, shape or form been having some really, really difficult feelings at this stage regarding situations and circumstances that you feel blocked by. And if you keep spending some time just really tapping into it and expressing that anger or frustration and letting it out and unwinding yourself, you can actually come to what I consider to be one of the most powerful paradigm shifts you could ever actually have. Okay. And that's why, of course, I've got the light over there, because it's like as soon as you shift the mountains and remove the energetic debris, you get this aha moment where the angelic sort of realms of God consciousness spews through, and it's like, dang, aha, I get it. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I'm liberated from my shackles, as it were. And so this picture truly, truly captures the energy at this point in time. So this is the chart that we're dealing with at this stage. And what's really significant about it is, of course, the sun's still in Sagittarius, moon still has moved into Sag as of the 9th and will be there on the 10th. And it's going to be firstly there's tons of squares. Look at this over here, right? Let me just get rid of the marker at this point in time. Our marker decides to make the pictures look all skewed. So I'm not going to use the marker, but if everybody can see where the sun is and Saturn and the moon all in Sagittarius, and then Mercury at also 29 degrees, right? So we've got this massive party going on in Sag, all squaring, Chiron in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, and of course the South Node in Pisces as well. So there's a lot of our belief systems shifting. Okay, we're dealing with a lot of situations and circumstances in ourselves regarding what we believe to be true. And when we have a paradigm inside of ourselves, it's really a karmic block that we hold on to, that we believe in, that gives us this idea of what it's supposed to be like. And that kind of, keeps us in the shackles. So what's interesting about these symbols at this stage, especially the squares, is like adding extra emphasis to the overall picture, which is, the necessity for deep self-analysis. Jupiter, of course, rules Sagittarius. So therefore, the rulers of the sun, Saturn, and the moon is Jupiter at the stage in Virgo. So it's like this necessity for deep self-analysis, okay? And the capacity to actually heal oneself through that deep self-analysis, okay? And self-reflection, and really being able to analyze one's own emotional nature. Now, of course, with Pluto moving through Capricorn and Saturn moving through Scorpio over the last 3.5 years, we've been having that issue quite a lot. So it's not like this is new, but we really, really get this opportunity to emancipate ourselves from some belief systems that keep us entrapped. Like we convince ourselves that this is how it's supposed to be, and then we kind of like fall into lower vibrational states. So that party over there is kind of bringing us, this ability to really tap into our philosophies and so on. But then you've got this interesting dynamic, of course, where the opposition between Mars and Uranus, and a complete opposition. So Uranus is retrograde. So we already know that it's pointing towards Neptune. Neptune's already squaring the sun, Saturn, and the moon. So we already know that there's this like necessity for spiritualization or transcendence or acceptance, however you wish to put it. And of course, Pluto is also squaring this Uranus, and that square is actually taking place where they're coming back together saying, hey, we forgot about the last little surprise we wanted to give humanity. So let's just connect again for the final time and create massive havoc. Whereas really what it's actually trying to say is the moment you change your perception is the moment you rewrite the chemistry of your body. Okay, your body being the physicalities of life. And it's like this beautiful poetic realization of what these energies are about. You can actually change the belief system or timelines by realizing the internal shift that is happening. And look, if you look at that picture beautifully over there, it's happening at the Mars-Pluto connection, the solar plexus, where desire exists. So if we tap into this energy over the next couple of days and really tap into what is presented to us, we can actually find like massive shifts in our perceptions of what we think is true, and actually allow a massive paradigm shift to occur for the final time as Uranus contacts Pluto and says, that's what I've been about for the last 2.5 years, So some interesting thoughts to ponder about there. Venus is in Scorpio at this stage. So of course, we're dealing with that inner and outer relationship regarding confrontation. So hooray again for Venus being in Scorpio, bringing up all the stuff that Saturn's been doing for the last 2.5 years. And so either you're really empowering yourself by realizing how much clutter you've removed regarding emotional debris, or you're connecting even deeper to aspects of yourself that are still unavailable, or should I say, are still lingering that you maybe couldn't access while Saturn was in Scorpio. So again, I think really if you want to tap into this chart and really look into the energies for the next 2 days, and particularly the Pluto square Mars, it's the moment you change your perception is the moment you rewrite your chemistry in your body. It's like that total DNA rewrite, okay? And of course, DNA correlates to Pluto, correlates to Scorpio. So, transmutation is available for us. And I feel like for me, I wanted to really share a story with everyone, which I'll be doing in a video straight after this, just talking about, my own personal wounding. And I wanted to show you in my birth chart actually where I've got these planets and such, and really open up and show vulnerability, but also show you how powerful it can be to actually guide your own evolution through accessing your personal story. Like, what is your narrative? What is your personal story? What have you got yet to show the world? And I suppose in a closing scene/statement, what I want to leave everybody with today is, how much of your personal story do you know that we don't know about? Okay? Think about it. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Take care. Bye.